In today's show, Maria catches up with the students at the Holi Festival.
The Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship prepares to feed your appetites with Wolf Fest.
And I'll be interviewing Olympic bronze medalist boxer Marlen Esparza. I'm Sean Alder.
And I'm Chelsey Trahan.
And At UH starts now.
Last week, many UH students collaborated with the Hindu Students Association and other ethnic organizations to bring us this year's Holi Festival. Now we have reporter Maria Aguilera to bring us coverage of the event. Maria?
It's a colorful day here at Lynn Park where we celebrate the Holi Festival. It signifies the victory of good over evil. Students are here celebrating with music, food, and lots of colors.
We celebrate to have fun and we meet our friends, relatives, and we celebrate. We spread this message that we should be happy and we should kill the evil in our families, in our society, and lead towards a better humanity and better path. Each color represents a different mood in our culture. So we should enjoy every mood, every emotion, everything that comes in our life, and let's celebrate it.
We've been planning for the last 2 months, and it's a collaboration between the Council of Ethnic Organizations, the Hindu Students Association, as well as the Indian Students Association. And like I said, it's been 2 months. We've all been working hard, and as you can see, it's been a huge success so far, and we're ready to have some more fun out there.
There's a lot that had to come together for this event to happen. We had to make sure we have good music for everyone to dance to. We had to make sure we had all important color. You know, our color comes all the way from India, and we pick it up from a local Indian grocery store down at Hillcroft. And basically, we had to make sure that like all of UH knew that this was going on, and, you know, that they were very excited and that they could make it out here.
I came to the first Holi Festival that UH did my freshman year, and I had a ton of fun that first time, and then like since then I've said I was going to go to Holi in India some year for spring break. Still haven't done that, but it's going to happen at some point.
From the Festival of Colors, I'm Maria Aguilera with At UH News.
If you're having trouble figuring out what to eat on campus, the Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship will have you covered when they host Wolf Fest. Beginning on April 7th, the 3-day festival will have teams competing with pop-up food stand businesses to raise money. The clubs will be selling foods of all sorts, affordable to students and faculty. This year, students have already raised $30,000 in funding. The money is used for events like retreats for the club.
If you want to find a safe place in Gaza, do not stand beside a child. This is just one of the many posters that went up in last week's protests against the social injustices in Palestine. Author, poet, and editor Remy Kanazi came to UH to speak about the injustices and to rally both Palestinian students and the general student body. Though the tragic events have continued over the past years, it seems like people are paying less and less attention. Kanazi is here to resurrect our attention.
Earlier this week, the Association for Women in Communications, or AWC, held a fashion show open to the public. Our own Nate PINGOR takes a look at the styles they have to offer. Nate?
I'm standing here at the UC South getting ready to go up and check out the AWC fashion show. This is their second ever annual fashion show, and I'm very excited to see what they have in store.
So this is the second annual fashion show. We did not do it last semester, but we did it last year. So every year we're trying to build it up, make it bigger and better. All proceeds are going to come back to AWC, Association for Women in Communications, and those go towards all of our events, all of our workshops that help prepare our members for the workplace.
I started out as a health educator. And then my passion has always been fashion and helping people. So I decided to just aspire after the things that I wanted to do, which was style people. When you walk in a room, before you open your mouth, your image should say everything about you. And so what happens is, as an image consultant, I'm teaching you how to get that exact image that you need so all of your characteristics show before you open your mouth.
Well, this has certainly been quite the event. I'm Nate PINGOR reporting from the AWC Fashion Show in the UC South for At UH News.
This year, the College of Language Arts and Social Sciences has decided to change its attendance policies for graduation guests. Instead of welcoming anyone like the previous years, the college decided that each student will receive 4 tickets and can possibly receive more upon request. In the past, there have been complaints about graduations being too packed and never finding seating. Right now, it is still unknown if students can get free tickets to class graduations to see their friends, but new updates are coming.
At UH caught up with Luke Bahar in the combat room to talk about Aikido and even gave us a few tips on self-defense.
Aikido, we try, instead of meeting conflict with conflict, we try to avoid it and redirect it, blend with our surroundings. And so we do a lot of joint manipulations, different throws, joint locks, pins. So instead of blocking, we kind of move with the attack and try to redirect the attacker's momentum into a throw or a joint lock, something like that. Just like many martial arts, we learn a lot of discipline, self-control, self-awareness, mentally and physically. And overall, we learn how to be kind of, even though we're performing this exercise and these techniques, to do it in a calm and relaxed manner, while still able to extend our energy and maintaining the proper posture and proper mental state. One of my longtime friends that I grew up with, he saw my instructor in walking through the rec center, and he asked him, "Hey, what are you doing? And what class do you teach?" So he told him Aikido. And then my friend the next day was like, "Do you want to take Aikido with me?" And I had never heard of Aikido. I thought it was Hapkido, actually. And so I was like, "Sure, I'll go." And then we went, turned out to be Aikido, and I just kind of fell in love with it and kept pursuing it and kept training in it. And eventually I ended up becoming one of the teachers here.
Hey guys, I'm here with a special interview with Marlen Esparza. We got an Olympian, national champion, right out of Houston. So if you guys are ready, we're gonna get started. Hey Marlen, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for joining us. So just to get started, I guess to let people know, you're a women's boxer. What kind of got you into the sport?
Actually, I started, for a female boxer, I started really young at 11. I started wanting to box when I was probably like around 5 or 6, which would be ideal for a male, but my dad wouldn't let me. But it was really just my father. It was a big influence. He watched boxing. We watched boxing together. I was a daddy's girl, and I would always want to be around him. And he likes to watch boxing and soccer. And boxing was when I was really, really young, was when Chavez was dominating everybody. So it was really big in my house, and that's really how how it got brought into my life. And I never saw it as just a male sport when I was, 5, 6 years old, and that's how I got into it.
What'd you have to do to let your father get into it?
Well, my dad wanted my brothers to box. My little brother is a chef, and my older brother manages rock bands in Austin. And they just, that wasn't their thing. I'm the only athlete in the house, so nobody really likes sports too much. And it was more of just convincing him that I wanted to do it, but it was more of a begging. So it took about 3 years of begging to let it happen, and then he eventually let me try, and I kept winning, and he saw my vision after a few years.
Well, you kept with it, and 2006 you made it to the national championships, and you were still in high school. How did that feel for you?
Yeah, I was 16, so I'm the youngest person to ever make the national team in the history of the United States, because I made it by 3 days. I made the deadline by 3 days. I actually didn't get to go on my first international trip because I was too young. It would be 17, I was 16. So I hold that record. So that's cool. At the time, I cried a lot. I ate a lot of pizza because I was sad. But it ended up being it's a good feeling to know that. But I hit a really high level at a really young age, and I had no idea what it would mean to me now that I'm 25. I didn't think much of it, but it makes a big difference in the way I see myself. Definitely one of the big things.
And another thing of firsts, you were being able to compete in the 2012 Olympics as the first women's boxer in the competition. What did that feel like to you as well?
Yeah, no, that's another thing. It's I didn't accomplish exactly what I wanted to accomplish. I medaled and everything was good, but I didn't get my gold. But that's one thing that's really huge to me, that I could say that I did that. I am the first in the history ever in the entire world, and the first person to qualify for the Olympic Games, and the first person to medal at the Olympic Games. And for about 3 months, I was the only female on the Olympic team because the 2 other girls got handpicked. So it's something that I feel like I did it myself. I didn't, like, nobody gave me a handout. And to me, that's a big deal. Like, it wasn't given to me. Like, I earned it the right way. And to me, that's something that's what I'm about. Like, I just want to earn things and appreciate what I did because I did them. And I would definitely rather work and lose than win with a gift. Yeah. So it's something that's big to me.
Well, from us at UH and then the rest of Houston, we're very proud of what you've been able to do, being from here and all, and we want to thank you again for joining us tonight.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and thanks for considering me. So,
all right.
Thanks, H-Town, for sure. I miss you guys.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Marlen Esparza again. Keep an eye on her. She's going to be a big competitor in the years to come. Furious 7 just had a nearly ridiculous opening weekend, setting the tone for the rest of the week and the next big releases. Firstly, do you remember Daredevil? The Marvel thriller released more than 10 years ago now, but was exciting for a lot of us. This is why Netflix has partnered with Marvel Comics to release a 13-episode Daredevil series this Friday. It's a good weekend for binge watching. But if you don't want to spend your time at home, come out to Lynn Houston Park and watch the movie Boyhood with SPB. If that isn't enough encouragement, they're bringing the food to you while you watch. No moving. They'll cater to you. And finally, Life in Color is coming back to Houston this weekend. It's the world's biggest paint festival. Life in Color uses wet paint instead of dry paint like Holi Festival and will be outside at Minute Maid Park Saturday night at 5. Tickets can be purchased for just over $50, and it'll be a time you won't forget.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of your Social Media Cast. My name is Endya Hardridge.
I'm Gaiter, and we're your social mediaologists.
Well, I bet you're wondering why some of your favorite musicians are blacking their Instagram pictures out in teal blue, huh? Well, it's because there's a new on-demand music streaming app called Tidal. It's been launched by Jay-Z and some of his other artists like Beyonce, Usher, Rihanna, all of them. And it's just another way for musicians to get a lot of the revenue that's coming in from on-demand streaming.
Okay. I was wondering, how does that compare with other apps that are cheaper, like Pandora, Spotify, things like that?
Well, Pandora and Spotify also, they offer a freemium version of their apps, and Tidal definitely does not. There's a low version of it, and it's about $10 a month, just like Spotify. There's no ads or anything like that. But there's also a high-def version, which is $20 a month.
Sounds expensive.
The app is actually being offered right now on iTunes, so get out there and let us know what you think about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. Also, in music news, if you haven't heard, J. Cole has become the first hip-hop artist in the past 25 years to release a platinum album without a feature. So it's just him on all the tracks. And so that's exciting. And so I was looking up like what made his album different from any other hip hop albums outside of there being no features. But a lot of his tracks are politically and socially aware music about Black identity. They're parallel to like things that are going on right now. I don't know if you heard him performing live on David Letterman, the Be Free video that also has to do with the Ferguson. So it's just like something that the people have been wanting. Like people are tired of hearing about drugs, sex, and money. Like we want something more refreshing and educational.
Yeah. So does that correlate well with the same thing that he did with the GOMD video?
Yes, he also released a new music video that was kind of symbolism of a slave revolt. So that also has to tie in with the whole social movement he's doing. So kudos to him.
Definitely. Shouts out to J. Cole.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exciting.
Well, let's get off the subject of celebrities for a minute. Let's just kind of focus on people like us. There's a kid straight out of Nigeria, actually. He moved here when he was 8 years old. And he's graduating this May, and he got into every single Ivy League in America, plus 5 other prestigious colleges. I mean, this kid is 18 years old. He got a 2270 on his SAT.
Scores.
Yeah.
And he couldn't speak English when he came here.
He couldn't speak a lick of English. And now he's on TV. He's in a lot of interviews and everything. And he owes a lot of his success, he says, to his parents and their tenacity and always teaching him to persevere and everything like that, especially coming to America.
Yeah.
But it's just such an inspiring story to see a young man, come from a different country, become a citizen here, and have
flourish,
such a promising future. It's really exciting.
That's cool. So what does he plan to major in or do with his degree?
Well, right now he's saying he's leaning toward Yale, but he has until May 1st to make a decision. He says that he wants to eventually go into neurosurgery and definitely do some studying there, hopefully to find the cure for Alzheimer's, because his grandmother has Alzheimer's.
How sweet.
Yeah, it's
That's so
definitely a really
inspiring.
close to home kind of
That's
dream.
cool. Well, last but not least, I know we've all been seeing rumors in the media about Bruce Jenner transitioning into a woman. So he's finally coming out with an interview with Diane Sawyer on 2020, and it's airing April 24th.
Oh, beautiful. They kind of look alike.
They do kind of look alike. But he's basically going to be giving an in-depth interview for 2 hours solely about like his trials and tribulations he's had by transitioning from a man to a woman.
Yeah.
And
Is that going to take away from any of the Keeping Up with the Kardashian news, especially since they're in season 10?
yeah, like they just released a new season, and it's supposedly he's supposed to be releasing a new docu-series with chronicles of his trials after the season ends.
Okay.
So
we're still going to have our
Right.
Kim news and everything like that.
You're not trying
he's
to steal
still in
their
the new
shine.
season and everything, right?
I think, yeah, he airs in it still because I think it's like some contract thing he's got going
Okay,
on.
that makes a lot of sense. A lot of conflict
So,
there.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm really excited to hear his side of the story. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of speculation.
We've been dying to know.
Good for you, Bruce. Well, that's all we've got for you guys today. We'll see you next week. I'm Endya Hardridge.
I'm Gabby Gaiter, and this was your social media cast.
So Chelsey, how do you feel about the graduation ticket news that just came out?
I'm really disappointed because I have a lot of family and I want them to be there for my graduation. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to pick which family members can come to my graduation.
Yeah.
So I'm really disappointed in that.
Well, on a lighter note, though, you do get to take the week off next week.
Yes.
We're
and
coming
then-
back 2 weeks from now. We're going to have our Houston Nightlife special.
And it's April 22nd, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be 2 weeks from now. We're going to have demonstrations in studio, some guests come in, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Make sure you guys tune in for that one. I'm Sean Alder.
I'm Chelsey Trahan. See you soon.